Praetorian Group International, or PGI, was a cryptocurrency investment and multi-level marketing company based in the city of Manila in the Philippines. It was founded in January 2020 by a man named Ramil Ventura Palafox. Palafox was born in the Philippines but grew up in the United States. He eventually moved back to the Philippines where he founded PGI. The company's name was inspired by the Praetorian Guard. During the period of the ancient Roman Empire, the Praetorian Guard was an elite unit of bodyguards tasked with protecting the emperor. Just like the Praetorian Guard protected the emperor, PGI Global promised to protect its members' investments. In May of 2020, Palafox published a video where he explains his personal background and what his company does. Now, I have been in the network business for about 15 years right now, been in the crypto business in about 14 years. He claimed to have been in the crypto business for 14 years. This is impossible. 14 years ago would have been 2006. Bitcoin, the first ever cryptocurrency, was in 2008 and launched in 2009. It is not possible for him to have been involved in crypto since 2006 because crypto did not exist in 2006. PGI is a corporation in 4 countries: the US, the Philippines, Singapore, and the UK. They would recruit most of their investors from these 4 countries. One exception that many people have is that corporate registration provides some form of credibility. In reality, to register your business, you just need to provide an address and a corporate officer in the country. The ad can be a post office box and the corporate officer can be just some random person you hire. They don't even need to be involved in the company's operations. The government does not perform any due diligence to determine whether or not your company is legitimate or legal. So what exactly does PGI do? Well, they claimed a lot. Firstly, they claim to build and operate crypto ATMs. These allow users to convert paper cash into cryptocurrencies and vice versa. The crypto ATMs were manufactured in Ukraine. This was before the war. In reality, PGI never manufactured a single crypto ATM. But why claim they are being made in Ukraine of all places? PGI solicited investors in the US, UK, and Southeast Asia. Ukraine is a faraway place that most people don't know a lot about. It is thus very difficult to conduct any due diligence. Alternatively, imagine if they claim the ATMs are being manufactured as. Maybe you live in Texas. You might become suspicious because you can't find any news articles or any other independent evidence that these ATMs are being manufactured. When the manufacturing is supposedly being done in some faraway place that you know very little about, you wouldn't even expect to see any independent news reports about it. Secondly, they had a blockchain education program called Block Geeks. If you complete the Block Geeks course, you can become blockchain certified. They claim that Block Geeks was endorsed by Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak and Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin. In reality, these two men had zero involvement or knowledge of Block Geeks. They just downed a couple pictures of them from Google Images and put them on the presentation. Palafox explains that you can make a lot of money if you become blockchain certified. If you are blockchain certified, you can make about $150,000 or about $150,000 a year, or about $1,000 per hour. So it's really worth it for you to become blockchain certified. If you become blockchain certified, you can make $150,000 per year. He also says you can make $1,000 per hour. For a full-time job, you work about $2,000 per year. If you make $1,000 per hour, you'd make $2 million a year. If you could really make $1,000 per hour, why would you only work 150 hours per year? PGI was also involved in some non-crypto related businesses. They claim to sell some type of snake oil medicine called sanche. Sanche is based on traditional Chinese medicine, is made from the roots of some plant that's harvested in China. PGI is a Filipino company. Why are they making their medicine in China? Why not the Philippines? It's for same reason their ATMs are manufactured in Ukraine. PGI doesn't operate in China. Most of their investors don't know much about China, so they are more likely to believe that this traditional Chinese snake oil is legit. Finally, they claim to sell massage chairs made by a company called Ogawa. Ogawa is a real company in Malaysia that indeed makes massage chairs, but they have no affiliation with PGI whatsoever. To become a member of PGI, you need to buy one of their packages. There are 4 packages: Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond. Buy the Sapphire package, you need to pay $100. The package costs $500. The Emerald package costs $20,000 and the Diamond package costs $500,000. So what happens after you buy the package? The money is presumably invested into their various business operations, such as their traditional Chinese medicine. But the majority of their profits come from crypto trading. They developed AI-based trading algorithms to generate consistent profits with almost no risk of loss. They have a so-called trading center in Manila. It is located within what looks to be a hotel room with about a dozen computer monitors set up on the wall. If you invest in one of their packages, you will receive trading profits of 1% per day. Once you make 200% of your original investment, you are required to buy a new package. This is to encourage you to reinvest your profits back into the scheme. You can also receive referral commissions if you convince other people to invest. The percentage commission you receive is based on what package you buy. The more expensive the pack, the higher the commission. They also offered prizes if you reach certain thresholds with your referrals. For example, if you refer enough new investors, you can get a Honda Accord. The launch of PGI appears to have been done in haste. When they first started soliciting funds from investors, they had not even completed their website. This is a screenshot of their website taken in May of 2020. The customer testimonial section had 3 stock photos, all of whom were labeled as John Smith. The text was some random Latin words. This was a default text in the website building template. As you probably guessed, PGI was a complete fraud. None of their purported businesses or crypto trading operations ever existed. Between January of 2020 and June of 2021, PGI Global raised approximately $200 million from investors all over the world. Most of the money was transferred in the form of Bitcoin. The purported profits that investors saw on their PGI dashboards were fictitious. Of the money raised, approximately $140 million was used to pay the purported profits to previous investors. $60 million was appropriated by Palafox and other members of his inner circle. They spent the money on real estate, sports cars, and designer clothing, among other things. By early 2021, PGI Global was almost out of cash. They did not have enough cash to honor customer withdrawals, but the scheme did not yet completely collapse. They began delaying withdrawals, claiming various excuses such as technical issues with their payment processor. They attempted to raise even more funds from new investors. In June of 2021, PGI shut down its website. The scheme had officially ended. In July of 2020-1, Powell hosted a Zoom meeting where he attempted to reassure investors. He said the shutdown of their website was only temporary and the company intended to continue operations. How long is PGI going to be here? What did I always say? I always ask, how long has Herbalife been in business? Because I know in my heart, I know that PGI is going to be here for a very long time, and we will change a lot more lives all over the world. I'm sorry guys, but you know this is tears of joy. Actually, I'm just so humbled, and you know, I mean, today we have over 830 members, 830 people around the world, and you know, we're just making a march, you know, around the world, and we just keep on, you know, driving. We just every single day, all the you know, the stories that we're going to have. That's why I cannot wait to have our, you know, launching Dubai surely. Thereafter, Halifax disappeared from the internet. His current whereabouts are unknown. On this channel, we've covered a lot of Ponzi schemes over the years. But PGI Global really sticks out due to how unsophisticated it was. Their fake trading center in the Philippines was makeshift and looked quite unimpressive. They probably put it together in one afternoon. Yet they were somehow still able to raise an eye-popping $200 million. To get a sense of how this was possible, let's have a quick look at a sales pitch from one of their affiliates. Gives me the great honor to introduce our very own Troy White. Everybody hear me? Can you hear me? We can hear. Great. Folks around the world and in PGI, I'm so blessed to be involved in this company, and when our CEO gave me this opportunity to be the blockchain officer, I jumped at it. Living on the blockchain is the most important thing that happened to me in my life. I have all over the world on the blockchain, and this has changed my life. Learning about the blockchain is the biggest thing that ever happened to me, and now, we are committed to giving you and each and every one of you in PGI education to learn as much as you can about the blockchain. Education is what's driving sales. The more you educate, the better your sales will be, because your team will be driven with passion. The way I talk about blockchain is passion because I felt this passion around the world. Many countries are using the blockchain, and this is what's changing the world right now. We are in a transformation right now, and the blockchain is doing it. It's a $3 trillion industry. $3 trillion. And we are driving this industry by paying for it and giving everyone an opportunity to learn about the blockchain. The blockchain is a very important technology. Technology is power. It goes on for another few minutes. He says absolutely nothing of any real substance. He just repeats vague statements about how great the blockchain is. PGI took advantage of the general public's ignorance about cryptocurrencies. A lot of people hear about crypto and think it's exciting. They don't understand it but hope they can somehow profit from it. This creates a perfect setup for scammers like Palafox. His victims assume he's a great genius who cracked the code and figured out how to make unlimited money with crypto, and if you want to believe something enough, you might convince yourself to take a leap of faith, willfully ignoring all the red flags. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video. What do you think about Global? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.